dealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. We Rick flaring on her. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. Check, we Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Rick flaring, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. One eye open like Betty Wops and fine to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders, trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow, who can't cry for spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness is really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. We Rick flaring on her. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her.
DQ, baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids. D-Phase. Yeah. Bubba C. Yeah. Rick flaring on him. Rick flaring on him. Rick flaring on him. Rick flaring, sun up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the swag, pull up where you at. No cap if the Brody is speaking the soft facts. My advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeants are with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered the least black grad paying in college. I'm glad that he called me. Walking cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Scotty. Listen, we back with another one. Hey, listen, it always touches my heart when a former interview comes back, say, hey, let's do it again. All right. And that's what Coach Ken Evans did. Reached out to me, said, hey, man, let's do it again. Let's see what's popping. I was like, all right, bet. All right. Before we get into this interview today, right, I want to talk a little bit about it's Thursday. All right, Coach, Morgan State defensive coordinator Antoine Sewell be on the channel. All right, we're gonna talk a little Morgan State football and everything like that. But listen, please give it up for my today's guest, the OC of Valley, my man, Coach Ken Evans. What's good, Coach?
Yo, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
What's good? I see you with the merch. I see you. That's I'm still waiting for mine though. But you know, I ain't even gonna trip. You know, it is what it is.
It's coming, man. It's coming. I promise you, it's coming to you.
Okay. I mean, you got a new AD. So I need. He can make it happen. He can make it happen, Cap.
Yes, sir.
Hey, listen, Coach. How has your summer been? Talk to me a little bit about it. What is a coach doing this summer?
I mean, shoot, it's just it's a constant grind, man. I mean, it's an everyday grind. And what I did with my summer, once June hit, I visited a couple of schools. I visited Alabama. Visited UGA, University of Georgia, visited Clemson, worked their camps. I had a chance to, watch film with their coaches, get some ideas, from their coaches. Of course, get on the telephone with guys that I know that's coaching in different places, man, and just, trying to, find what's new, new schemes that people are using, things that we can do to get better at Mississippi Valley, man. And actually just past Wednesday and Thursday, I did the NFL Black College Hall of Fame QB coaching summit. So
that's dope.
Yeah, no doubt. So I was able to get into that, and it was actually pretty dope, man. I did it virtual, didn't get a chance to get in person, but just to have that aspect of football, to be able to listen to the NFL guys and what they do, how they interview, the interview process goes for those guys, and how they break down film and how they install their plays. It's pretty similar to what we do on the college level. Is really no difference. Just the terminology is a little bit different, man. But just to have that aspect of it, man, it was pretty dope, man, to be able to get that this summer. So just, working hard, man, just trying to, always trying to get better as coaches, man. Professional development, that's the biggest thing for us. That is.
Listen, for all of us, always got to keep growing, kind of keep moving forward and things like that, installing up. But I want to jump right into it. We already got, we used to do the old stuff. How does it fit when you hear not the old Valley?
Yeah,
what is that? I mean, I know that doesn't equate to wins and everything, but what does that make you and Coach Dan? How do y'all feel about that?
I mean, that's a good feeling, for people to feel like this is not the Valley of old, that we're just a game that you can mark as a win on your schedule. That's how I've been in the past, but now not so much. I can remember, just like I was telling you earlier, the teams we would play, they would come to our stadium. They laughing at us. Why are we even on the field with y'all? Y'all don't deserve to be on the field with us. But then, when they come in and get hit in the mouth, it's an eye-opening experience. They do all this talking, but then eventually all the talking stop. And then they got to come play ball because our guys are locked in, man, with that blue collar, mentality, locked in and ready to go. And
I love it. And you see it on the film, you see it on the tape. But let's go a little bit back. How did the Valley job come about? How did you and Coach Dancy connect, and how did we make that happen?
Well, I'll say this. I actually interviewed with Coach Dancy when he first got the head coaching job back in 2018. And I didn't get the job then. I wasn't necessarily prepared for the interview and didn't know what the interview would entail. Interviewed with him in 2018, didn't get the job, and I ended up going to I was working at a Division III school at the time at Brevard College in North Carolina. So I actually interviewed with him at the coaching convention in Charlotte, and interviewed with him, talk with him, but I didn't get the job. So I ended up going to taking a NAIA offensive coordinator job at Central Methodist University. I went there for 2 years. Worked for my good friend David Calloway there for 2 years, and then that's when I got the quarterbacks coaching job at UAPB.
Mm-hmm.
And so, of course, there was no 2020 season, but we did play Valley in the spring of 2021. So after the game, of course, you go shake guys' hand after the game or whatever. So I made it a point to go find Coach Dancy. And, I wanted to look him in his eye. So the handshake I gave him, was like, hey, I didn't necessarily say I'm ready, but the handshake that I gave him and looked him in his eye was kind of like, hey, I'm ready, for this opportunity to come to Mississippi Valley. And then a few weeks later, after the season was over with, I got an interview. I got an interview with Mississippi Valley. This time I was prepared. I felt like I knocked it out the park this particular time. And that was in May of last year. And I can remember when I first came on your show back in June of last year.
Yep.
I was waiting for that phone call. It was kind of like nerve-wracking to, going. I was a month before I even knew anything. And maybe I think a couple of days later, that's when he called me and asked me was I still interested in the position. And I wanted it. I wanted to be at Valley. And I mean, it came back around to me. And I knew, this was a job for me, man. So I gladly accepted it, man. And after I got the job in July, man, we just went to work, man. And just trying to change the misfortune, of this place, man. And we were able to do some good things at Mississippi Valley, man.
Absolutely.
So now, definitely looking forward to going, what's next for us.
Now you knew the history. Were there any hesitations going to Valley? Like, like I do because now you have the experience. You've been successful in high school. You've been successful in college. You've been a successful quarterback coach. You know what I'm saying? You've been an OC. You're building your resume. Anything in the back of your head saying like, I don't know.
I didn't have any hesitation whatsoever because I wanted to be here. Like I wanted the job when I first interviewed for it in 2018, and when I interviewed again, I wanted to be at Mississippi Valley. But on the, you get like my friends, the guys in the coaching business, they were like, "Hey man, are you sure you?" They was like, "Why would you want to take that job? Are you sure you really want to go to Valley?" And the only thing I could say to them was, "Man, if I don't believe in anything, I'm gonna believe in me." And it didn't matter where I've been. I've been some places that didn't have a lot of success, and I've been able to go to those places and help them achieve and win some ball games and overachieve in some places. But I can remember this one of my good buddies. He was like, man, are you sure you want to take that job, man? He was like, man, that job is a coach killer. It's a career killer. And I told him, I said, man, if I can go there and if we can do anything, like if we can win any games, we can make any noise, if we can give anybody any problems, that's going to help me going forward in the future. Because only the Lord knows, man, where my career is going to go, from here, man. And, but I just wanted to make sure that I was prepared, man, to be, the best where I am right now and continue to try to help elevate this program, man, to take it to another level. So I had no reservations, no hesitations about it. When he offered me the job, I was more than happy to take him. And I'm definitely thankful to Coach Dancy for, for the job coming back around to me. And I'm, definitely glad to be able to take it. And
that's complete full circle right there. I love it. Now, it's facilities. Facilities. Like, what is the plan? We all saw the Deion Sanders come down. You got the new AD. Anything in the works of what? Because, Jerry, when I had Jerry on, he's like, hey, Coach Dancy don't care about that. He don't care nothing about what, the facilities. It's get your job, do your job. So anything coming down the pipeline for Valley?
Well, that I don't know. And again, it's not really a concern of ours either. I mean, we just want to play ball. It could be, in the dirt field, it could be on the parking lot. That's just the mentality that we have in Mississippi Valley. I mean, and again, that comes from, Coach Dancy's mentality. Wherever we got to play, whatever we got to do, let's go play ball. It don't matter. And I think that's the thing that we try to instill in our kids because, we may lose out on kids because of such and such got this or such and such got that, or they got this and we don't have this and we don't have that. Our practice field isn't the best. Our game field isn't the best. But, in order to be at Mississippi Valley, you got to want to be there. And that's the thing that we got kids that want to be at Valley. And that's the thing that we love about our kids. That's the thing we love about our coaching staff. Is we got guys who want to be at Mississippi Valley despite, the circumstances that we're dealing with and the things that we don't have. I mean, I've been a high school coach for years and I've gone with that. When I was in high school, it was the same thing too. You didn't necessarily have everything you wanted or everything you needed. You just went out there and grinded and played ball and made the best of what you have. And I think that's what we do at Mississippi Valley, where we make do with what we have. And it's no burden for us. We just let things fall where they may. And, and hopefully, our alumni, people that are giving, they saw the video that Deion Sanders made. I mean, they saw it. They come to the games. They understand. They see the practice field. They see the game field. They understand, what we're dealing with. I mean, we definitely wish things could be better, but until they are, you know, we're just gonna keep doing what we're doing. We're gonna keep grinding like we have.
All right, one more question till we switch sections.
Sure.
Short off season last year, how did that affect your implementation of your scheme?
Yeah, man. So you think about it, I got hired at the end of June. I got the job actually at the end of June. I didn't get into the office until July. Our kids didn't come back until August. So I'm trying to install the offense with the coaches in July. And then the kids come in, and we had a few kids that were here at the end of July. A few kids that were here in summer school and walking out, but it wasn't. I think I only had one quarterback here, and really only a handful of receivers, a couple running backs. So we didn't have a full gauntlet of kids that we needed to be here. And then they get here in August. So now you're trying to implement a scheme, an offense with those guys. And you think about how camp goes. You want to install as much as you can during the summer, during July, during August. Wasn't fortunate enough to be able to do that until, you know, the kids get here. So, like, we have a lot of volume in our offense. You know, we got a lot of stuff that we try to do offensively, and we want the kids to be able to grasp it. Like, you give them something one day, and just like I tell them, you know, we can't be small-minded. We can't be mental midgets when it comes to football because we try to do a lot. You know, spread team, you multiple formations, you're no huddle. It's so many different things that comes within the offense. We were able to get most of it in, but not all of it. To be honest, I didn't run any trick plays this past season. It was a lot of stuff that we couldn't get to because, you know, we weren't able to install it when I wanted to in August. So that was kind of the thing, was able to get a spring practice in now. You know, most of the guys that we had that played last year are returning. We lost a couple old linemen. I wish one guy would have stayed. The one guy that got away was Josh Taylor. He decided to take the professional route, which I don't blame him. Wish he had another year eligibility. Wish he would have stayed to be able to kind of help show up. You know, what we had offensively on the offensive line. Definitely would have loved to have had him back. But you know, I think we got a good group of kids, man, that are smart kids, that are tough-minded kids that want to be good. So yeah, I think that was the thing that kind of hurt us, was me getting the job late and not being able to just really do what I want to do offensively this past season.
All right, we'll definitely be looking out for some trick plays this year, most definitely. All right, Coach, this section is called Who Is. You can use most of them. I ask you questions about players on your team. What player on your team would be a celebrity?
Oh man, Caleb Brunson. That's a man. I have to go Caleb Brunson, man. I mean, that guy is, every day. He is the life of the party every day, man. I love Caleb to death, man. And I don't normally spend a lot of time talking to the defensive guys, but at practice, like when we stretching and stuff like that, I tend to kind of gravitate towards, you know, Caleb whenever, you know, we stretch and we talk and we laugh and we joking. I mean, he always rapping. I think he's a rapper, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's trying to be an artist, but that guy right there, man, I think he's going to go on to do, you know, he's going to be a celebrity, man, in this world, doing something. I don't know if it's going to be comedy or music, man, but the kid is definitely going to be a celebrity.
That's what's up. Caleb Brunson, got you. Who is the most competitive player you've coached at while you've been at Valley?
Man, the most competitive guy, man, I would say Caleb Johnson, running back. Very, man. Oh, and him and Jacory Rankin, those two guys, man, that I think they hate losing more than they like winning. You know what I'm saying? And those two guys, man, they make us go, you know, from an offensive standpoint, man, because they want to be good. I mean, you just look at their work ethic alone, tells a lot about those two guys, man. And you know, definitely glad to have a chance to coach those kids and watch them grow. And just see, you know, their work ethic, man, how it, you know, trickles down to everybody else on that football team. That's
facts. That's facts. Now, what 3 people, dead or alive, would you like to have dinner with?
Man, Barack Obama would be one.
Okay.
He would be one. Penny Hardaway would be another one. Penny's been my idol. He's Penny's my frat brother from University of Memphis, man. And of course, I know him, but I don't know him well. I had a chance to see him. I used to idolize him because at first, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a hooper. I thought I was going to be a hooper growing up. Was a basketball head, man, until I got football, got entrenched in my life, man. I've been a footballer since then. And the third person I would say would be, would be my grandmother, Louise Traylor. She would be another person that, even though she was with me my entire life, she passed away in 2018, but she would be a person that I would love to, be able to sit down and have dinner with again and talk with her and laugh with her. And I think I think I have 1,000 mustard seeds from her. And we used to always, come whenever I would go home to Memphis.
Yeah.
She would make me read Matthew 17:20 to her, about having the faith of a, mustard seed, small, the size of a mustard seed. So those would be the three people that I would, would want to have sit down and have dinner with.
That's dope. That's dope. Now, what was your toughest game last season, in your opinion?
In my opinion, man, the toughest game was the first game against Murray State. I think we all had wide eyes that game, man. I mean, it was one of those games where nothing went right, for us whatsoever. I mean, we gave Murray State 21 points from an offensive standpoint.
Easily.
Yeah, so we gave them 21 points. Our defense played good enough for us to win that football game. But offensively, we didn't do what we needed to do. And I think it was just because we were, everything was new to the kids, trying to, get a new scheme implemented, trying to, see what they're doing defensively, just trying to play fast, just trying to not make mistakes. And within that, we were making mistakes. Our first drive, the first play of the game, we tried to run a trick play, which is probably one of the reasons why I kind of shied away from running trick plays last year. Got stuffed, and we never really recovered after that offensively, man. We threw 2 interceptions backed up, which gave them a short field. That first drive, we punted to them from a short field. They got the ball, almost returned. They did return it for a touchdown, but got a penalty. Then they ended up scoring on that drive, and we threw an interception, 2 interceptions backed up, which gave them 21 points.
Yeah,
they only beat us 35-0. We drove the football at will, but we just didn't finish. So I would say that game would probably be the toughest game that we played, despite us. Even the next week against Stephen F. Austin, I don't think that game was as tough as the Murray State game, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I watched that Murray State game from beginning to end, and the second half, you guys look like a completely different team.
Exactly.
I mean, everybody came to play defensively, like they couldn't get anything going from what it looked like. And I try to explain to people, I was like, listen, I said, you can watch that game and you can tell this is a different Valley team just based off that second half and what you guys are capable of doing. And this is one of my last, and I love this question. If you had a daughter, what player would you allow her to date on the team? It can't be a water boy, and it can't be a team manager. It has to be a player on the team.
Man, oh man. Who would I trust on this team, man, to date my daughter? Man, I would say Ronnie Thomas. I would say Ronnie. Yeah, I would say Ronnie. Ronnie is he's a gentleman and a scholar, and even though he plays alpha, I will let Ronnie date my daughter. That's one guy because he's such a cool dude, man. Don't give us any problems whatsoever, man. Goes about his business the right way. He would probably be the only one. The only one I will allow to date my daughter. The only one.
Shout out to Roddy, man. Shout out to Roddy. All right, let's get back into these questions. 2020 football season, in your opinion, what went wrong? You talked about the implementation. But just talk about some other aspects that you think as a coach that went wrong.
Man, like I said, what can I say about what went wrong? I think we just needed more time, man. I think that was the biggest thing more than anything, just not having the time, allotment, being together, long enough as a staff and as a, football team, offensively. I think that may have been the only thing that I could say that went wrong, man, this past year, man. Just mistakes. Also, just untimely mistakes, critical, decision making. Our decision making has to be better, even from me on down. Got to make better decisions in crucial, clutch situations when we actually need it. I think that was the thing that kind of hurt us a little bit too, not executing when we needed to, because there were some games that we should have won, man. It could have easily won if we had just executed, the right way, man, and not turn the football over, just not make, those small, dumb mistakes that hurt us, in those games, man. So I would say just those untimely, turnovers, untimely mistakes would be the thing that kind of went wrong for us this past year.
Yeah, and another fact, how big was it to finish the way you guys finished the season? I know a lot of people don't really count, rollovers, but I mean, you guys were in some games early. I mean, the Jackson State game, the only real game that kind of got away from you was Alabama A&M, but Alabama State, you came out with the dub. You beat the SWAC West champs. The FAMU game was close. The Jackson State game. So how was it, coming down the finish line? How important was it for you guys to finish strong?
So, just talked about that. We after we lose the first two games, we get into we go to play Southern in Jackson, and we're actually down at halftime, 24-6 at halftime. And we just want the kids to just understand, man. Like, we say tough times don't last, but tough people do. So we just want the kids to understand, man. Like, we on this little roller coaster right now. We're a little bit down right now, but we're gonna get this thing going in the right direction, man. And after we came back in the second half against Southern, I think the first three drives we had after halftime, we ended up scoring like we just scored. We kept scoring and we're scoring and scoring and scoring, and then we ended up losing to Southern by 13, right? And then we come back the next week. You beat North Carolina Central. Caleb Johnson catches a touchdown, no time left on the clock to win that game. Then we go down to Bethune and win. So, you get two games back to back. We got a lot of confidence. And then we come back and play Alcorn. And just, again, simple mistakes. Just little things that kind of killed us, man. And lose that game by 12. It was tough. We driving the football on those guys and got opportunities to score, but we just kicking field goals. Like, we need 6. Yeah. That was my thing the entire year. We needed, we got a great kicker in Orlando, but we need 6 points. I'd much rather have 6 than get 3. But, we kicked 4 field goals, and, we ended up losing that game by 12. Had opportunities, but we blew a few opportunities. And then, you get into a game against FAMU, tough defensive team. They gave us all we could stand. We gave them the same thing in return, 4th and 1. That's the thing that kind of eats me alive still to this day. And I actually, talked with Caleb Johnson about this the other day. Just whenever we get into those situations again, man, like, we ain't trying to cut nothing. It don't matter what they're giving us. I had enough faith in you to give you the football in that situation. Like, we need the first down, go get it. Yeah. So I think from this point on, he's going to run, tougher. He's going to run harder in those situations and understand, 4th and 1. There's no cutting. Regardless of what the defense is giving us, I'm trying to put my head down. I'm trying to get the first down. Yeah, I want to get the first down and keep moving those chains because we had those guys on the ropes at that point. And we scored a touchdown right there. It's a ball game. Now we get a chance to beat, a team that nobody even gave us a chance in beating. Then we get into a Jackson State game, which was a physical game. I think the one thing about us that week against Jackson State, we took it to them like nobody else had during the entire year. The approach we wanted to take was just to be physical, to be more physical than anybody has ever, been with them. And I mean, we ran the ball at those dudes. They would put 7, 8 in the box. I didn't care. I was going to run the football to Caleb. I was going to get the football to Caleb Johnson. And I mean, we ran it at those dudes. We were, we got after those dudes quite a bit. But we get into a situation we made a costly mistake. We had a fumble. They scooped it up on the sideline and, go down and score. But then we come right back down the field and score again. And then the fourth quarter was like, we needed some points. We needed to score. We was trying to pass the football a little bit. But then they started getting after us. I think they ended the game with like 4 sacks, but they finished the game with 6 sacks. But that fourth quarter, they got like 4 sacks on us in the fourth quarter, man. So, we lose that game, 28-19, which, we had our chances again that game. And then we get to Alabama A&M and things was just, I think our kids was kind of just blow. Like, we just, 3 weeks in a row, we fighting hard, but then we come up short. And then against Alabama A&M, as Aquia Glass went. That kid was on fire against us, man. And it was one of those situations to where we needed to match those guys, points for points. We had to score in order to stay in the game with those guys, man. We got into a situation. We were only down by 7. We fumble going into our end zone. They score. It's 21-7. We go 3 and out. We kick it back to them. Now it's, 28-7. They get the ball back after halftime. They score. We're down 35-7, just like that. It was just the blink of an eye, the snap of a finger, we're down, 42, we're down 35-7, like just like that. So then they score again, and then we eventually score, and it's 42-14 at the end of the game. And just a unfortunate thing to have to deal with an offense that potent. We needed to match those guys offensively.
Yeah, absolutely.
The final 2 games of the year, our kids, man, just came out, and we just kind of a resilient group of kids, man. We just fought hard against Bama State. We took it to those guys from beginning to end. I think the most points they've scored. I think most points Valley scored since I think maybe 2018, if I'm not mistaken. And then we won. Then you go beat Prairie View, with a team that played for the SWAC championship this past season, man. And I mean, we did a great job of getting after those guys too. A lot of people were saying, oh, they didn't play their starters, but they did. The only person that didn't play was Jason Dumas. That's the only person that didn't play on from them on their defensive front. But everybody else that they had that played for them played. We just had a better game plan that week, and our guys, when they executed it, we didn't have. I don't think we had any turnovers. I think we maybe had 1 turnover.
And Kayla went.
Yeah. But that was the thing. Like we went into that game knowing I think Caleb needed 200 yards to get. I think we was thinking he needed 200 yards to get 1,000 yards on the year, which Valley hadn't had 1,000-yard rush in 20 years.
Woo!
Yeah. So the first quarter, myself and in my GA, my graduate assistant, we were upstairs and we got the stats from the people upstairs, and they was like Caleb had 93 yards after the first quarter. So I was like, well, hey, he got 93 yards in the first quarter. We can easily get him 200. So from that point on, I just wanted to keep feeding the kid the football, man. Regardless of what they put in the box, they had 8 people in the box, 9 people in the box. And, of course, we could have thrown the football. But I just wanted to get that kid 1,000 yards rushing on the season, man. So that's what I wanted to do for him. I gave him the ball 40 times. We gave him the ball 40 times that game. And he finished with 193 yards rushing and I think two or three touchdowns. I mean, the kid just had a phenomenal game for us. And I've known Caleb since he was in high school. I saw him play in high school when he was at Mars High School in Memphis. I saw the kid carry the ball almost 50, 60 times in the game, man. Even when he wasn't at running back, he was at quarterback, and they were snapping the ball to him. He was running. So I knew the kid was pretty durable. He could do it, man. So, yeah, we gave him, he touched the ball 40 times that game, man. And he just went stupid. I mean, as the kids say, he went stupid. He had a great game, man. So, but definitely looking forward to seeing, what he's going to bring to the table, this year, man. I'm excited about that kid, man, and excited about what he can do for us at Valley.
Man, 40 times. Woof, man, that's what's up. That's when he's like, hey, I'm gonna get this. Now, you are the offensive coordinator. Valley does have some offensive struggles. You guys are, for scoring, you were 11th. For passing, you were 11th. For rushing, you were 6th. Yep. Defensively, total defense, I believe you were 6th. Mm-hmm. So, what do you see going? What are some things that you're just like, hey, we can be better at? And what? Was it the implementation? It's all those factors come into play when, you're second to last in scoring and passing.
So the thing, with me, like I'm gonna always do, inventory on myself. Mm-hmm. This was the first year I've been coaching for 18 years now. This is going on year 19 for me, coaching. This is the very first year that I've been coaching, at least, on a high school level or college level, that I haven't had a quarterback to be either first team or second team all conference.
Oh, wow.
And that's something that kind of, doesn't sit well with me, because I played the quarterback position. I know what it takes, to play well at the quarterback position. And then our QB coach is Willie Todden. That's what I was trying to get our quarterbacks to understand. You're getting coached by Willie Todden.
Yeah.
Who was probably one of or is the greatest quarterback to ever play at Mississippi Valley State. To be able to get knowledge from him, to be able to get knowledge from a guy like myself, I felt like we could have played better at the QB spot. That's something that we got to have going forward. In order to compete in this conference, man, you got to have the QB play. And if you look at all the teams that were successful, they had good QB play. Absolutely. So that's the thing that we got to get better at, man, at the QB spot. But the goal was to average 30 points a game. That's always been a goal of mine since I've been a coach, is to average 30 points a game. But we averaged 20, at least almost 20 points a game, which is better than what it had been in Valley's recent history. And then, of course, passing always has been a strong suit of mine as a coach. Wanted to, spread you out, throw the football around and try to open up the run game a little bit. We just didn't have the pieces, needed, for us to, be that type of football team. So, of course, I don't mind adapting. I don't mind, seeing, what we got personnel wise and adapting and understanding what we got. We had a dynamic running back. We had a guy that finished, even though he led the conference in rushing, he was second team all conference, which I still don't get to this day. We're the only team in the conference with 1,000-yard rushing. We had no O lineman on all conference. So that lets you know that's something that's
what you're saying.
It kind of rubs me the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? When you don't acknowledge, kids' hard work like that. I mean, there's no way that Caleb Johnson should have been first team all conference, or we shouldn't have had any O lineman to be at least first or second team all conference with 1,000-yard rushing on the football field. But I think we've our offensive struggles, man. Again, I think we made the necessary strides to correct it. We went out and recruited really well this offseason, man, and to try to bring in some guys that's going to be able to help us on the perimeter. We went and got some guys up front that's going to be able to help us, in pass protection. We gave up 27 sacks this past year. We threw the ball less than 300 times, and to give up 27 sacks, it's tough, for any quarterback to want to sit back there and try to make throws when. And the thing I always say is not always on the O-line when it comes to quarterbacks being sacked. Sometimes the quarterback I was in the wrong spot.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we just couldn't get open downfield. It's just a combination of those things that attributed to us, getting sacked 27 times. So you think about how many times Jackson State threw the ball, or how many times Alabama A&M threw the football. They were sacked maybe like 31 times. We didn't throw the ball as much, and we were sacked just as much, as those guys. So we try to, get those things corrected in our offseason, and I think we addressed those needs with our recruiting.
Listen, everybody in the chat is saying the same thing. What is going? They want to know what's in the QB room. They want to know what's behind curtain number one.
Yeah, I got 4 guys right now that are very capable of being QB1. At Valley, man. Of course, we had Jelani that started a few games for us this past year. Jelani started in the spring, and then you got TJ Goodwin. Who came to us and was ruled ineligible last season. And then you got Jamar Jones, who was, the number 1 QB in JUCO last year. He's, was able to get with us and had him in the spring. Then we got Travis Mumphrey. Travis actually was at Oklahoma. He transferred in from Oklahoma. He was with us this past season as well. So you got 2 guys that have been with me, that's been in our system, and then you got 2 new guys. We didn't name a starter after spring. A starter hadn't been named yet. We want to give those guys a decent amount of time to, get prepared and compete. The thing I tell those guys all the time is, I want you to compete, but you got to perform too. There's a difference between competing and performing, because you compete in everything you do every day. But are you performing? When I need the performance aspect to be better than the competition aspect of it. And I think those guys are doing a great job of competing in everything that they do. And we keep tallies on everything, but a decision has to be made. And somebody may not like that decision, but the decision is going to have to be made, because we got to put the best guy on the field that's going to be able to help us win. And me being a former quarterback, I never liked it when I had to split time or when I wasn't on the football field. I hated that more than anything. And I need a guy like that who wants to be in command, who wants to be in charge, who wants to be our leader and get us to where we want to go as a football team. So like I said, I got 4 guys right now that competed their tails off in the spring. Just looking forward to seeing what kind of shape they in when they come back next week. Get a chance to get with those guys and get them in the meeting room and watch film and just get them better, basically, man. I'm gonna spend a lot more time with them this time around than I did last season. So I got to get the most out of those guys, man, because our quarterback position has to be better than what it was this past year. We threw 11 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, I think, or 11. But we only threw 11 touchdowns. When I was in high school, not to brag on myself, I threw 9 touchdowns in one game in high school. All right, Woo. Coach Wendy Titan threw 9 touchdowns in one game at Mississippi Valley State, and for us to only throw 11 touchdowns in the season, that's something again that don't sit well with me being a former quarterback and coaching quarterbacks. And I have a goal every year for my quarterbacks to at least throw for 2,000 yards and 20 touchdowns. So that's the goal every year. And to get that is very simple. All you need to throw for is 100 yards in the first half and 100 yards in the second half. You get you 200 yards. And to throw for 2 touchdowns, all you need is 1 touchdown in the first half and 1 touchdown in the second half, and you got your 2 touchdowns a game. It's a simple, math when it comes down when you break it down like that. it's very easy and very simple, but we just didn't make that happen. And I always have that as a goal because my senior year in college at Tennessee, I threw for 1,900 yards and 52 touchdowns. 1,952 yards with 19 touchdowns. My goal for myself my senior year was 2,020 touchdowns. So that's pretty much been the thing for me when I've been coaching is to that's the minimum I want my guys to have, at least 2,000 yards passing and at least 20 touchdowns. And it's simple math and how to get it. But I'm excited, man, about those 4 guys. I mean, we've been chopping it up, texting each other every day, just to, see how guys are doing. I'm just excited to get them back on campus next week and get going with them.
All right, going into the next season, you guys, man, listen, your schedule is not for the faint. Okay, no. I mean, you come out the gate. But you come out the gate with some 6 strong games. You got Tarleton, you got Austin. Delta State is not a slouch. You got Jackson, Fam, and Alcorn. What are your goals and expectations for this Valley offense in the beginning of the season?
Yeah, going forward, man, the thing is I just want to get back to being explosive, man. I just want to get back to just not really, caring about what the defense does. That's just my goal for myself and for this offense. It's just to go play football and not be worried about what anybody's doing or worried about what the defense is doing and how we want to be able to dictate to the defense what we want done.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be the biggest thing for us going forward. Just go play football, man. I mean, do what we've been doing, do what we can do, do what we know how to do, and let's just go play football, man, and play with our hair on fire and just try to light this thing up, man. Nobody. I mean, if you look at the first 6 games of the year, man, we cannot start 0-6. We can't start 1-5. We can't start 2-4. We have to be able to be in the position where we are 5-1, 6-0, 4-2 to start the year. That's going to be the thing with us, man, going forward. We got to come out blazing, and it's not easy, as you can see. Tarleton State is they were 6-5, but they were a great Division II football team. They just moved up to Division I. I think they won a SWAC in the spring. They won the OVC in the spring, if I'm not mistaken. I think they lost their quarterback to Tennessee State, but I guess in order to let him go, they got to have somebody else in the chamber ready to go. Delta State, of course, as you just said, Delta State is not a easy win. And then you get Jackson State, and who was the SWAC champion this past year, and then FAMU, which was a close second. And of course, we all know Alcorn has been a perennial champion in this league for years, man. And of course, even though they losing Felix, I still don't think it's going to be any drop off, as far as their QB position goes, or anything else with them, offensively. We just got to come play, man. I think that's the biggest thing for us. We just got to, bring our lunch pail and just bring that blue collar work ethic that we got, and just go to work and let these dudes know that we here. All right, and that's the thing that I always say. We here. We ready. I mean, our slogan for this year is battle tested. We ready.
I like that.
We're a battle tested team, man. I mean, from me being on the outside looking in, seeing this place, watching them play. When I was at UAPB, we beat them on a punt return by Tyron Ralph. That game was a hard-fought game, and we knew coming into that it was going to be a hard-fought game. And everybody says the same thing about coming to Itabena. It's not an easy place to play, and we want to make it that way for everybody. We're not an easy win for anybody, and so we just we're here to let people know, we ready. We battle tested. Kids are battle tested. They've been here. They've been here through the fire, and we ready to go.
Hey, listen, let's talk about that home field advantage. Because I say this, that field takes 7 points away from Eric. I don't care who you playing against. That field will take 7 points away from you. How do you guys use that to your advantage?
We called it our 12th man. We called it our 12th man. That field is our 12th man. And we use it to our advantage. Because the thing about it, we get to practice on it. We may not practice on it every day, but we get a chance to practice on it. During we have our walkthroughs on it. We'll maybe one or 2 days on it. During the week. So that's the thing. Like we understand, what it is. We understand what it's about. Our guys know how to run on it, and but then when you get to us, it's like, hey, people come out there, they talk about it, but they don't understand they have to play on it too. So I think that's an advantage, for us as well, man. It's just having that surface, man, out there. Our guys are used to playing on it. We don't make any excuses. We just play ball, man, and that's the thing that I love about our guys. We don't make excuses. We just grind. We just go get We just go get it. So I mean, yeah, that's the thing, man. It's our 12th man, and man, we appreciate the 12th man. You know, any help we can get, man, we'll take it.
Hey, listen, I'll take it. Let's talk about this transfer portal, coach. How has it changed HBCU football? You know, for your team, especially good and bad.
Yeah, a lot of places, man. I can see where it's been a lot of movement, man. I think we talked about this last year. It's been a lot of movement, man, and but it's really no different than when I played, because I left the University of Memphis and I transferred to Tennessee State. But of course, I have my reasons for me leaving University of Memphis to go to Tennessee State. But like now, you got a lot of guys again who pretty much is kind of unhappy where they are, unhappy with playing time, and now they can just uproot themselves and just go to another place, man, to where they feel like they don't can go in and play right away and get some kind of game experience. I think that's what most kids want nowadays anyway. It's to not have to be languished on the bench. It was totally different back in the day, man. Guys would wait until their juniors in college, man, or almost seniors. Just like I remember just last year, the kid Brian Robinson at Alabama. The kid waited until the senior year to start. Now he's a draft pick by the Washington Redskins, man. The kid waited until his fourth year, his senior year, to get a chance to be a starter. It's not always the case with a lot of kids, man, because a lot of kids, especially a lot of black kids anyway, we want an opportunity to go to the NFL. That's our goal. That's our dream. That's been our dream from when we were kids. And we feel like the only way we can be able to achieve those goals is if we play. We got to be on the football field. We got to play. And but I think the transfer portal, man, has been good for a lot of guys in certain situations. And again, it's crazy how it's just affecting the whole landscape of football, man, because now like a kid doesn't have to sit out now. He can just go wherever he want to go. I was just reading up on the kid. I can't remember the kid name. I was just reading up on him. He's already committed to a school, but then he's trying to go visit another place, which is, I'm trying to figure out like how crazy is that when you made your decision to leave one school, you committed to another school, but now you want to go visit somewhere else. But I think the transfer portal has its great points, has its good points, and then it does have its bad points too, man. So you get kids who may do a great job for you, but then my homeboy that's at the University of such and such, his coach may hit him up like, hey man, holler at your boy, see if he happy, where he is, man, and if he ain't happy, man, he can come play D1 for us, on this level, and we can offer him this NIL money, and so now like we got a great player at our program who we feel like is going to help us get to that next level, but then here come this team that really don't value the kid, really don't cherish the kid. They just want him for his ability, and he just uproot and go to that place and may not even play. I mean, because I've seen it happen on so many instances where kids leave a Division I program, Division I AA program to go to a D1 major, Power 5 school and don't even play or rarely play, and versus where they could have just dominated where they were, and get access to the NFL level. Now it's a lot of other leagues that's out here now that can help you get to the NFL. The USFL, the XFL is coming back now. Canadian League is still alive and well. It's some arena football team that's still out there too. So that's the thing, man. With it, I like it for what it is. If a kid wants an opportunity to come play, then I'm more than receptive, to taking him. If he's especially if he's going to add some value, to our football team and our program and our football community, our school community.
Absolutely. Couple more questions, Coach, and we're going to let you go. You have been in this HBU sports space for a long time. Tennessee State, UAPB, now Valley. Where do you think HBCU football needs to grow at?
I would say facilities, man. That's going to be the thing that I will say more than anything, man. I was at the University of Alabama. I was at the University of Georgia. I was at Clemson. Those kids don't need nothing. They don't need anything. Like when I say food, nutrition, like they got it. They have people cooking for them from sun up to sundown. They don't need anything. They have everything they want at their disposal. Which is hey man, that's probably the biggest thing that I say about it all, man. They're able to take care of the kids, the way they need to be taken care of. They give those kids what they need. Like I said, as far as the nutrition go. Access to the best doctors, the best trainers. I think that's the one thing about those, places, man. They get funded though. You know, they get the money, you know, from their donors. You know, people are donating money, people are giving money, you know, to those institutions, man. And I just feel like the same just needs to be done for HBCUs, man, in order for us to, you know, as they say, you know, level the playing field. You know, you want a kid to be able to be taken care of, and you know, not need anything, and not, you know, be hungry at 10 o'clock at night, you know, and, you know, needing food, or just really got to spend money out of his pocket to go to like I used to have to do. I used to have to go to Crystals, order some chicks, you know, give me some Crystal chicks, man, and then, you know, be out, you know, 10, 11 o'clock at night trying to get something to eat because I, you know, don't have anything to eat.
Yeah.
You know, as far as the day go. But I think that's the biggest thing, man. Just the funding. I think that's it more than anything. Just to be funded, man, to have access to those dollars, to be able to use it, to be able to get guys, you know, what they need, man. As far as the athletic training, the strength and conditioning, the food is what's needed more than anything in order for us to be able to compete, you know, with, you know, the teams today. Like some people, you know, UAPB had to go play Arkansas. They got to play Oklahoma State this year. You got, you know, so you got to think about those. I'm looking at Alabama kids. I'm thinking that the running back is a D lineman. It was like, no, coach, he played running back. But this kid is 6'4", 240, but he played running back. So, you know, I can only imagine how we'll be trying to tackle this kid. You know, you don't get the same nutrition, you know, that this dude is getting.
Yeah,
you don't have access to the weights and just stuff like that this kid actually has.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest thing. Just in order for it to grow, man, is just to be able to be properly funded, man, and you know, just for people to care, you know, about their institutions, man, about their alma maters, and just to be able to give back and to, you know, help whatever way they can, just help.
I like that. All right, Coach, one more question, and then we're gonna get up out of here. Sure. What should fans of Valley expect from Valley this year?
Yeah, I think you know, people they're gonna be, I won't say surprised. But I think they're, you know, it's so crazy, man. And whenever I drive around the Delta area, or whenever I go home to Memphis, Valley has this little buzz going on right now. It's like a little buzz, man. You got people talking about Mississippi Valley football, man, which they hadn't talked about in years, man. I mean, I get a chance to, you know, sit around and talk with some of these old heads that's around here, man. Guys that play here. You know, it's some excitement about Valley football, man. You know, guys are just, they're like, hey, man, you know, we're excited. You know, we had our town hall meeting with the AD, you know, for our new AD when he was interviewing for the AD job. And, I mean, people were coming up to me and was just saying, you know, how they liked what we were doing offensively. And I'm like, you know, in my head, I'm like, I'm not doing enough. You know, we're not doing enough.
Yeah.
But, you know, you got people that's on the outside looking in that see us, and you know, they're excited, you know, about Mississippi Valley football, man. But the thing that I'll say, man, you know, to expect from us, man, just expect, you know, a team that's gonna fight every play, a team that's not gonna quit, a team that's gonna just go out there and grind, man, and just you know, and do what it needs to do to try to win the football game. And I'm excited about, you know, those possibilities, man. Now we got a good group of kids, man. I'm excited about the kids that we got returning, and I'm excited about the kids that we're bringing in too, man. Like I said, the recruiting has been the biggest thing for us, man. Just trying to get those players, man, guys that can come in and fit, you know, Valley, you know, fit the core values that Coach Dancy has, man, that for his players. I think we did a good job of addressing those needs, man. And I think, you know, you're gonna see some guys just flying around with their hair on fire, trying to, you know, make the best of this opportunity, man, because they want to graduate. I think that's the thing that I love more than anything. We got kids that's in graduate school, man. Kids that's about to graduate. Kids that want a degree, and kids that want to be at Mississippi Valley State. I think that's the biggest thing when you're looking at us. You'll see kids that really want to play for us, and kids that really, you know, want to do what they can to not disappoint, you know, Coach Dance, man, because they love that dude to death, man. They want to go hard for him. So I think, you know, you're going to see some things this year, man. It's going to be a lot different from what you've seen in the past. And hopefully we can light it up around here, man. I want that scoreboard to read, you know, 30, 40, 50, 60 points, you know, on the board for us at the end of the day, not for somebody else, man. So that's going to be the thing going forward. I mean, we saw it last year. We put up 44 on Alabama State. So that's the thing. We want those type of numbers, you know, every game, man. That's going to be the thing going forward. So, you know, hopefully we get the right group of players in here, man. And when these guys get back, man, they know it's full speed ahead going forward, man. And
go time.
We just don't want to let up, no doubt.
I love it. All right. Before I let you go, Coach, any crazy coaching stories while you've been at Valley?
Man, you know what? I'm kind of a low key dude, man. Like I don't just really do nothing. I hadn't really seen a whole lot because I try to stay out the way. I go to work and I come home. I mean, I may go to Double Quick across the street, get me something to eat, or I might go hang out every now and then in Greenwood. But for the most part, man, I really don't have any crazy culture stores just yet, man. I don't have anything right now that's that's newsworthy right now for us, other than just we just go hard, man. That's it. But I don't have any crazy culture stores at this point, man. Because like I said, I just like to go to work and I come to the crib, man. That's it.
Too easy. Listen, I appreciate you and Coach Dancy hooking me up with those FAMU tickets. Let me come on down and kick it with y'all. See, man, you tall in person.
Yeah.
You huge in person. I was like, God, that dude's but no,
I'm 6'4", man. So I'm 6'4". My brother's actually 6'10", man. So it's just crazy. Yeah, he's a huge dude playing basketball in Memphis, man. So yeah, it's just my dad is probably like 6'1.5", but we outgrew everybody in our family, man. So
man.
Being 6'4" and I fit down like 240 pounds. I wish I would have been this big in college, man, because when I was in college, I was like 6'3", like 190, 195. So I used to get beat up quite a bit, man. I used to have to take those shots, but I wish I was, this big at this point in college when I played college football, man. So I could have been able to take some of those shots when I was coming up, man. So I look like Byron Leftwich now. That's what the kids call me whenever I'm out there throwing with them. Call me Byron Leftwich. So,
can you still make some of the throws? Can you still make some of the throws?
I had to get out there and show them what to do. That's my thing. Like it'd be crazy because me and Coach Totten, we still feel like we got it. So we'll get out there, we get to compete with those dudes, man. We get in some of those drills and we get to compete.
Does Coach Totten still listen? Okay, story. So I remember when I first interviewed you, and then I saw you guys again at the camp, the HBCU mega camp down in Atlanta. Yeah, so that's the first time I met Willie Totten. Yeah. And if I'm being honest, I didn't know who Willie Totten was. That's just me. Like, he came up to me. He's like, "Hey, I watch your stuff." I was like, "Oh, shoot. Okay, cool." Yeah. He's like, he introduced himself. That man's hands.
Oh, yeah, man. Hey, I'm telling you. Yeah, Coach Totten is two of my hands. Is
oh, my God. They like bare hands. He engulfed my hand, and he was squeezing it. I felt like a marshmallow. I was like,
yeah. So his grip on the football is he pretty much engulfs the whole football when he's throwing the football.
Man, that
he still throw a tight spiral, man. I mean, he still got it. I mean, it's Coach Totten about to be 60, I think, in a couple of days. He still got it, man. We still be out there competing and throwing with the guys, trying to outdo those guys in drill. So, I mean, that's the thing, man. We love to try to get out there and compete, with those dudes, man.
Man, I love it, Coach. Hey, Coach, as always, thank you for the interview. This is your time. Any shout outs you want to give to anybody out there? And somebody also, before you go, somebody wanted to say, do you recruit people from Memphis?
Yeah, we do. I mean, that's the thing. We had kids here all summer coming to talk with us. So I mean, I'm always recruiting. Memphis is my area to recruit. So I mean, I'm always in Memphis recruiting. So I mean, if anybody got any kids that they want to send me, I mean, you can get on our website and get my email address and send me, any film, or you can call me on my office phone or leave a voicemail on my office phone, and I'd be more than happy, to
check them out
to check a kid out, because again, our best player is from the crib. Caleb Johnson, he represents the M-Town, man, Mars High School. So, and then we got Jalen Jones, who's pretty much our best old lineman. He's from White Station. So we got some Memphis dudes, here right now. So, we're always looking to add more people from Memphis, man. So, all
right, too easy. And it's on you, Coach. Any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, man. I want to shout out my mom, man, my dad, my family, my sister, my brother. I mean, hopefully they're watching right now, man. My crew I still got a lot of love for my crew at Martin Luther King High School in Georgia, man. I mean, we text pretty much every day, jokingly, but that's my crew. All of my guys, man. Just love to shout out my frat brothers, man, them pretty boys, man. Kappa Beta, University of Memphis, man. Got to shout out to News, man. And what else? Memphis, Tennessee, of course. University of Memphis, Tennessee State. Definitely, man. Got to shout out all my folks, man. So I appreciate you, man, for giving me this opportunity, man, to come on and speak and just talk about what I love to do, man, in the game of football and in life in general, man. But I definitely appreciate you always.
Anytime, Coach. And when y'all get y'all first win of the season, you got to come on back and you got to talk about it.
Yes, no doubt, man. Yes,
man, hey, appreciate it, Coach. All right. Hey, man, listen, that's Coach Ken Evans, offense coordinator of Valley. Listen, I'm telling you, I don't care what nobody talk about, man. No, them Valley dudes is different, man. The field's different. They play different. Coach Dancy and him are different. Coach Totten definitely different. All right, they all are special guys, man. So listen, listen, man. This is a tough schedule. I ain't even gonna hold you. This is a tough 6 games, but if you You could get the Delta State game. I don't think Alcorn's going to be where Alcorn is, so you could probably pull them off. Listen, I'll tell you this. If they beat a Jackson State or a FAMU, just one of them, if they get two, listen, they doing something. But if they pull off one, yeah, y'all need to watch out for the rest of the season. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all just need to go ahead and watch out. But it all starts and listen, if they can't get that quarterback stuff together, listen, that quarterback situation got to get handled. But listen, tomorrow, Thursday, all right, Morgan State, DC, Antoine Sewell will be on the channel. All right, hopefully he won't flake on me this time like he did last time. But we ain't gonna talk about that. But all right, guys, listen, until next time, you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna holler. God bless.